So come, all you at home with justice,
All you chancers out for peace,
you who march to no drum's rattle,
who kiss no flag and hymn no battle.
join us for a little spell. We've a simple tale to tell,
all invented,
And yet all true,
all pretended,
and yet men do still, as they've always done, not in a distant long ago, no pretty far away.
this war wages
and is never won.
By you,
And me,
on these streets
tonight.
today.
I was born here. In this wet, wide, flat country, I was born here. If you walk in that direction, or is it that direction? It doesn't matter, not really. In one direction, there's a river, and on the other side is Germany, although there's no bridge. And all the rest is just marshes. And then Russia, somewhere out there. I've never been that far, but I know this place. It's all just flat, but there's churches with spires. Blindfold me, put me in a cart, spin me round and ask me to get back home on my own, and I reckon I could. Just by looking at the churches. They're all the same with their onion domes. You've seen one onion, you know. But the pattern is different on the horizon, you see. 25 churches there is. From St. Andrei Rublev, who painted holy icons and whose church is in that direction, to St. Xenia, who was a fool for Christ and the patron saint of St. Petersburg. And her church is in, well, it's in the same direction, but I hope you see what I mean. My great-grandfather said his great-grandfather knew a priest called old Dmitri, who walked to all 25 churches one Easter Saturday and prayed in all of them. Well, I've never walked that far, but all them churches is still there, and I know this place. Katya knows it too, don't you?
I do.
What's the best thing about this place then, lovely girl?
The diamonds, man.
The what now? You've never seen no diamonds.
I have. God's diamonds.
What's that when it's at home?
When you go outside and you put your hands out like this and you feel the rain in your hands like diamonds, them's God's diamonds. And you can lick them too and drink them if you want.
You need to go and look for some food. Mushrooms would be nice.
But they don't grow on trees.
Cheeky. And I need to go and go over to one of the farms, so go on, off with you. If you see any of the soldiers, you come straight back here. They'll be here soon, running back or limping. You can hear them coming. I've got 2 sons as well, although I don't know where they are now. The Germans took them off for their war. Dressed them all in grey and marched them off to fight for the glory of whatever it is this time. And that was 2 winters ago. And now here is another. And these fields gave up their hard little roots as they do. And their cabbages. But the Germans like their cabbages as much as we do. And so they took them as well. And that was 2 winters ago. And here is another. And then broad grey back is lying somewhere in the snow. Bloody and frozen. But I've got a daughter, as you've seen. Lovely daughter. Named her after my mam. She won't find any mushrooms. She might find nettles. Oh yes, nettles. Nettles make a good soup, and we love soup, thank goodness. I used to make a proper delicious soup, fish soup, with perch or pike or bream, eels, with spuds and cabbages in it. Juniper berries, lovely. But it was my lads that caught the fish, and I've told you where they are. And the spuds went with the cabbages. And so we've had nettle soup all summer. I don't know about tonight.
It's a made-up country. That's what men do.
The war was real.
Though that was made up too. People,
Leaders lying,
people dying.
as
they
they
always
always will.
Well, I did get something. It won't just be warmed up snow for supper. I went over to one of the farms and got some fat and some bones. It didn't cost much. I just gave the farmer what he wanted for a couple of minutes. No harm done. It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore. And he seemed happy enough.
Oh, it's warm in here. Lovely.
Oh, Katya, come and sit by the fire, love. You'll be froze solid, I expect. Any luck?
No, sorry, Mum. I tried. I looked everywhere, but there's nothing left. I did get some firewood though. Smells nice. What is it?
Some fat. It might be pig fat. And some chicken bones.
Where did you get that?
Farmer Imiak.
That's kind of him.
He must have been feeling soft.
I think he likes you.
James will be here tomorrow, I reckon, passing through.
And the Russians?
Yes, a couple of days later, if we're lucky.
And then they'll leave us in peace. And my brothers will come home.
Now, what have I told you about the soldiers?
Run and hide, if I can.
That's right, and if you can't,
Don't make them angry. Do as they say.
so this one's 14, I think. No, she's 13. I lost one that would have been 14. Black back, they call it, because of all the bruising. Although it's their lungs that's wrong. I called her Maria. How old are you now, Katya?
30.
34. 35.
18.
25, 26,
36,
17, 24.
15. Why?
So this one's however old she is, and she's not stupid. There's a farm 3 ponds over after all. And that's one thing, what she sees at the farm. And here we are. Fritz first and Ivan after him. And that's another thing. As are we here. Selves, we call ourselves. The Germans call us pigs, and the Russians call us Germans. And this is the marches, not the marshes, although it is that as well. The borderland. In between. Part land, part water. Part Russia, part Germany. If it was dry, they'd want it. If we were different, they'd want us. But I was born here. I don't mean here. I mean here, in this cottage. And so was she. We call our country Selbska. Time for bed, love. Time for a story.
Can we have the golden cockerel?
As usual, eh?
Oh, but I like it.
I think it's your favourite.
I do like it. Oh, what's yours? What's your favourite?
Mine? Cravat. Anything to do with cravat. My hero.
Is that because he'll save us? Sold his soul to the devil though, didn't he? Who'd do that? I reckon it's the Russians will save us.
Do you?
I do. I pray for it.
Listen, can you hear it?
What?
Pigs flying south for the winter. Come on, bed before we get too cold. At night, me and her, we don't just breathe each other's breath or feel each other's warmth. We dream each other's dreams.
You forgot to bar the door, Mum. Don't worry, I'll get it.
No, Katya, leave it.
But the soldiers, Mum.
The soldiers will come if they're going to. At least if we don't bar it, we can close it behind them when they've gone.
Good night, Mum.
Good night, love.
In the night they come.
4 soldiers.
4 men. Some mothers' sons.
Was ist drin?
What's in here?
They went for the bit of fire that was left first. And then one of them went for the bit of soup that we'd left for breakfast. But it was cold by then, so he spat it out all over me. Filthy pigswill, he said. Then one of them kicked me hard. I tried to keep quiet, but he heard my voice groaning. An old woman, he heard. And then one of them kicked Katya. He pulls her up by the hair and punches her. And then he rapes her. I start shouting, "Leave her! Leave her, you German!" But then one of them hits me with his gun. He grabs my mouth.
Na, Jungs.
Eat up, Grandma, or I'll fucking shoot you! And then the other 2 wanted Katya as well, not some old granny. And so they raped her too. More soldiers came in because they heard the shouting. Some did one thing, some did another. Blood. I threw up, so they hit me again, knocked me out. And then day came, and they were gone.
Wash me, Father, for I do not feel clean.
brutal rain of these old places.
God's diamonds scouring blood from faces.
So many wars.
So many times.
So many men. With their
There's so many crimes.
Well, Ivan did come, of course. And there were more Germans than Russians, and they've stayed longer. Katya had a baby. Half German, half Russian, we don't know. There's lots of children like that round here now. I lost mine. That's 4 I've lost altogether. But I do have Katya and her little girl, Maria. Things are better round here now, they tell us. I've been a bit educated by the people and their state. Farmers, workers and the party. They've shown us fields of white crosses for all the men who died, killed by other men. But at night, just at night, I see fields of women and girls who never killed no one, who stand like pale crosses in the rain, where men's sins are washed away.